In the original West Side Story, Anybody's was a fleeting but memorable character. She was as tough as the boys, tougher, maybe, though they often reminded her that she didn't belong. They insulted her, they told her to beat it. When she didn't want to get married because it was too noisy, A-Rab snapped at her, "You ain't never gonna get married." Too ugly. The Jets punished her at first for playing the role of girl wrong. But they had a name for such a girl, tomboy. The story is set in the 1950s, when tomboys were common characters in novels, film and TV. Think of Scout Finch, the short-haired heroine in overalls from To Kill a Mockingbird. Tomboys were certainly not the norm, but they weren't far from normal, and their representation sent a message to girls that embracing aspects of masculinity was, if not sanctioned, then at least understood. By the 1970s, tomboys were a valued archetype of girlhood, even a pinnacle to achieve, until they were replaced by highly feminine girl power archetypes such as the Spice Girls. In the past 15 years or so, as the notion of gender identity, that people have a sense of their gender, independent of their bodies, has gained more traction, and as trans people have gone from marginalized to recognized, there's been increasing speculation about both real and fictional gender Would tomboys of yore have identified as trans or non-binary, had that idea and language been available to them? A writer working on a book about Amelia Earhart told me she thinks Earhart might have identified as non-binary. Louisa May Alcott, some have conjectured, might have been trans because she said such things as, "I am more than half persuaded that I am a man's soul, put by some freak of nature into a woman's body." Some female soldiers who fought as men in the Civil War are now identified as trans. So is James Miranda Barry, the UK's first female-born surgeon who lived all his life, in public and private, as a man, and worked hard to ensure that no one would discover his secret. A new book set to become a miniseries about a Scottish nobleman named Ewan Forbes-Sempill, née Elizabeth, who likely had an intersex condition that caused him to be misidentified as female, defines him as trans, too. As for fictional characters, some say Mulan, the Chinese female warrior who fights as a man, is trans. When a production of Enid Blyton's Malory Towers was staged in 2019, the tomboy character Bill was portrayed as a trans boy.